Hello, ladies and gents of the web. How are you today? I'm great. I'm Paul. This is my studio, Warsaw, Poland, and my humble YouTube channel. Guys, I'm in the studio because I want to test out something new for you. Clarity VX Dereverb by Waves Audio has been released, and that makes me think that I should go for a shootout test of de-reverberation plugins to find out whether this Clarity VX thing is a breakthrough or there may be other better options. Let's find out. And of course, as always, if you think this channel is a cool place, you can subscribe right here, you can support me somewhere here, you can also like this vid and comment on it, because I love discussing things with you down below. Let's go! What I did for the purposes of today's demonstration is that I took a couple of lines of my own dialogue from one of my episodes. I heavily reverberated it and I created 5 tracks with 5 different reverberation machines. The first one is Clarity VX by Waves. The second one is Acon Deverberate 3. The third one is Accentize DeRoom Pro 2. Then I've got UAD C-Vox plugin that I own, and the last one is iZotope RX10 De-reverb plugin. Guys, let's listen to the material. Guys, this is exactly what I supposed when you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that... A lot of work to do, Junior. So yeah, this is our, let's say, source material, and let's go with this very new Clarity VX Dereverb plugin. As you know, I'm not a fan of Waves plugins. I quit Clarity VX denoising to start using Acon dialogue extract. I don't really like Waves policies, but it does not make me want to try out a new plugin because I may not like the policies, but the plugin still can be very good, right? So let's check it out. And it works on the factory settings. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed when you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved, then more. And this is actually quite impressive, as with the previous Clarity VX plugin. Wow, what's this presence? Restore vocal presence. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed when you start modulating things more. It's like enhancing dry signal, I think. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed when you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that... And guys, this is exactly what I supposed when you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved. I would say this is roughly it. And well, that's pretty impressive. I can already tell you this is good. I mean, this distorts the sound a bit. It transforms the sound in kind of a negative way, but still it's really possible to get rid of reverb like significantly and to maintain the voice as it is. This is cool. What will Acon do? And guys, this is exactly what I supposed when you start modulating. Yes, that's why I started using Acon. Deverberate by Acon is really great. I didn't have to actually tweak anything. It's just like this. And guys, this is exactly what I'm gonna learn early reflections even. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed when you start modulating. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed when you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry. I'm gonna turn the early reflections off, and you know what? I'm not gonna tweak it. It's perfect just like this. Then I'm gonna level match them a bit because Acon caused some signal drop, but let's move to the Accentize DeRoom. I don't know this one. These are the factory settings. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved, then more and more differences come out between hardware and software. So let's tweak it even. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry. Yes, I got rid of the reverb, but there is a significant, actually, quality drop. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you... And now comes UAD C-Vox, and I'm sorry to say, but I already know what it's gonna do, and it's not gonna do much. I'm gonna switch to room here. I'm gonna attenuate this maximum. I'm gonna reduce the ambience to almost 0, and that's it. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry. Yes, C-Suite C-Vox is not bad for denoising. It's a simplified cedar audio algorithm, as far as I know, which is a good one. But as for de-reverberation, it's absolutely not there. It's my least favorite so far, definitely. And the last one is iZotope RX10. This is the tool that a lot of people are using, right? Let's learn. This is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that... So yeah, it's multiband, 3 bands, tail length. I would say even that it's easily 4 seconds, but maybe. And let's enhance the dry signal, and let's try. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved, then more and more differences come out between hardware and guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make... Yes, frankly, de-reverb by RX is one of the weakest points of this suite, and I already knew it before testing. And I think that iZotope has to do something. It's an industry leading for audio reconstruction, let's say, and if they want to keep leading, they have to do something. They have to come up with something, because Acon Deverberate, they are just right after them, and I'm not surprised when the Acon suite grows the way it's gonna surpass iZotope RX suite in many ways, actually. So, hey, iZotope, it's time to improve, to come up with something new. And guys, I'm gonna level match them now and compare them. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. 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 When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved, then more and more and guys, this is exactly what I supposed. 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 Okie dokie, ladies and gents, the results are very clear for me. I'm gonna get back to the main edit. Wave's clarity is the best. The second one for me would be Acon Deverberate, while Accentize DeRoom is absolutely very, very close. It's like 1% of 2% of difference. I could hear some very minor details like jumping out of the room, I think. Then comes the RX10 De-reverb, which does some job, but actually it shifts the sound into something like not usable. While C-Vox doesn't seem to work almost at all, I'm sorry to say. And guys, that's it, but you know what? We're gonna make a second part of this test. We're gonna change the reverb to something brighter and shorter. Complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved. That's it. And believe me or not, that's gonna be more difficult for every of these plugins. When the reverb is kind of long, but rather dark, it doesn't go where the sibilants and some of the transients are. All the plugins can do a really good job. But when we go into the region of sibilants, the higher frequencies, it's not that easy, and I wonder how Clarity performs now. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved, then more and more differences come. Yeah, this is what happens when you've got a lot of multiplied earlier reflections. They affect the higher register of the speech, but I think dialogue 1 and tweaking it to the max works best. So I'm gonna leave it like this, and then I'm gonna go to Deverberate. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start Let's try to learn earlier reflections now. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry. There's not much difference, and the sound becomes a bit more nasal with this on, so I'm gonna leave it off. What about Accentize DeRoom? And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved, then more and... Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this. Now, RX, come on. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make... And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved, then more and more differences come out between hardware and software. RX is awful. It's absolutely awful. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved, then more and more differences come out between hardware and software. So let's tweak it. I would say that this noise algorithm works even better than room algorithm for C-Suite. Okay, guys, we're gonna compare again. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. 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 When you start modulating things more, when you make some complex stuff that requires more analog circuitry involved, then more and more differences come out between hardware. And guys, this is exactly what I supposed. 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 So in the example number 2, I would say that Deverberate is the first one. Clarity and Accentize go very head-to-head, but the Clarity seems to underdo the job a bit, while Accentize seems to overdo it a bit. Like, the reverberation is fine, but the loss of the voice quality appears. So there's a bit too much of intervention in the source material. Then comes iZotope RX number 4, and UAD C-Vox doesn't seem to work. And guys, Universal Audio, please remove this room thing from this plugin, because it's misleading people and discouraging them from buying it. leave it simply as a denoiser, because this de-reverb in this plugin doesn't seem to work. So guys, my final guess would be that Acon and Waves are kind of head-to-head first place. Depends on the source material. For longer reverbs, probably I would suggest Waves Clarity. For shorter reverbs, there is less early reflections, less feeling of some outside unwanted acoustics in Acon, but still they are very, very head-to-head. The third one would be, it's kind of a surprise for me, but this is Accentize, definitely. I'm surprised with it. What's the price tag on this? Guys, this is like $300, 280 maybe. I mean, whoa, this is not cheap. Clarity VX Dereverb. We're not talking about the Pro version. Yeah, $29. $99 is for Deverberate, but it works really nice. It's not the cheapest. Waves is the cheapest. Yeah, almost €200 for the worst de-reverberation on the market. Okay, there is kind of a cool denoiser also inside, guys. While maybe RX costs, yeah, let's say you can have it for $65 in the smallest RX elements. Sweet, there is de-reverb included, but I don't really care because it doesn't work at all, guys. And now I think I'm ready to sum the things up. Is this new Waves Clarity VX Dereverb plugin good? Yes, actually, it's very good. But you know what? Fortunately, it's got some serious competition because I don't really like Waves policies. Also, the way that Waves plugins sometimes install, create hassle when updating and stuff. I'm not into this, but fortunately I can always go Acon Digital Deverberate 3, which is really very head-to-head, and it's an exquisite algorithm if you ask me, and I'm gonna simply keep using it because I already have it. And also Accentize and their DeRoom is kind of there, but the price point on this is yeah, these are not the times to try to sell this plugin at this price point, guys. Do something about it. And RX10 De-reverb and C-Suite De-reverb, probably it's better not to say anything at all about these because they don't do the job, they don't deliver, especially C-Suite C-Vox. Guys, I'm gonna keep using my Acon, but if you're a fan of Waves, if you have no problem with using Waves, yes, I do recommend this plugin. It's a quality one. This is all for today. I hope to see you very, very soon, and I hope to discuss the things with you down below in the comments. Take care.